What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I went almost an entire morning, afternoon without my beanie. So I spent this morning cleaning my garage out and moving a lot of stuff from my garage into the storage unit, and I ran a lot of errands as well too. I took off this morning to pick up a tire from my mom's car, but I couldn't get it to the alignment shop to swap the tire out, do an alignment, fix whatever's going on with her front passenger wheel. And also I went to the PO box, grabbed a couple of boxes. One is huge, one says fragile, and the guy picked it up over the counter and he was like, bam, let me see your ID. And I'm like, here you go. It's fragile, my guy. Why is you slamming it on the table? So before we get our day started, I want to open up these packages and see what all is inside, because I'm very curious what's in that big box. This guy right here, fragile. So let's go ahead and open this up. Cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. Okay, not entirely sure what this is, but let's get all these little pieces back in the box. So we have a note right here from Brandon Tavares. I'm a big fan. Hope you like what's inside. First off, we have, a really nice slap sticker. I love my CRX. Check it out. This is a really long note, so I'm going to read through it really quickly. All right, so quick little brief here. Brandon has been a fan of the channel. His first car, his favorite car, his dream car is a CRX that had a B16B in it, and unfortunately it was totaled because somebody took a red light. Later down the road, he ended up coming across my video, and he has seen that I've done a lot of CRX build, especially the H22 budget build. He has a lady that supports him in all of his hobbies, and that's almost really hard to find nowadays. So you're a lucky man, because she helped him find a 90 CRX SI, and he has been like binge watching all of the videos pertaining to the CRXs, and was able to use the videos to help him case swap his car. 2 years later, his car is almost done and it is almost ready for the road. So Brandon, I'm glad that you're able to find the video very helpful to your build. And he said that this package right here is something from one of his other hobby, which he mentioned, drawing, painting, car obsessions, and I'm actually now pretty curious to know what this package is. Oh, it's a canvas. You guys ready for this? That is me, dude. Check it out. Yo, I'm gonna have to bring you guys up closer here. Yo, check this out. This is a painting of me, dude. Cholo edition. Check that out, dude. Got the beard, the goatee, the beanie, the sweater. That is so sick, Brandon. Talent, man. Mad talent, dude. This is so cool. I don't know if you sell these or do this on the side or something. It didn't show you had an Instagram or anything, but if you do, let me know, man. If you do, let me know, because I'll link whatever you have in the description below in case somebody wants something like this. Yo, this is wicked, dude. I appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. So this second package right here is wrapped in Amazon bag. It does have some weight to it. I was in a live stream last night or 2 days ago, and somebody in there, forgot your name, I'm sorry, mentioned that he had sent something in hopes of it being useful for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, see what's all inside. I feel like this video is already long with just the unboxing, but I'm always excited when it comes to you guys sending stuff to the PO box. Wow. Wow. Who the heck sent me this one? All right. You mentioned not having one of these recently, so I figured I'd pay it forward. Thank you for teaching me so much over the years. I've also loved my action clutch. Don't forget to use code STATIC at checkout. From Tom. Tom, big shout out for this piece right here. I've wanted one of these a long time ago. I've wanted one of these every time I weld aluminum. You guys remember the intake video where I mentioned that I'm using the ends with the bead roll to weld onto whatever end of the piping that didn't have one, so we can utilize it to, you know, clamp down the clamp to the coupler to ensure no slippage. But you know, I'm okay with this too. Sometimes I run out of the piping that has these, and then a lot of times I rely on my clamp. A lot of you guys have been asking about what happened to the clamp that I made for DIY bead rolling. This little nipple on the clamp right here, you clamp it from the inside, which then pushes the aluminum outward, and you do about 100 of this around the entire pipe, and then you'd have your own little DIY bead roll. It looks cool, but after about 50 of these with your hand gets really tired. But this right here is a much more efficient bead roller. There's a lot of companies out there that has bead rollers. You clamp it on the vise, and then you put your pipe on it, you hold it on there pretty tight, and then you just turn the knob with this handle here, and it creates a bead roll on the end of your intake piping. So big shout out to Tom for this right here. I am truly blessed by you guys today, and I can't thank you guys enough. Everybody who sent anything to the PO box, you guys know I always try to utilize everything. This right here is going to come in clutch for a lot of projects coming onto the channel here real soon. So shout out to Tom and Brandon. Thank you guys so much for these items here. I'm definitely going to hang that picture, which is right there on the engine. I'm going to hang that picture in my room, or maybe here in the garage too. I don't know. Maybe. We're definitely going to hang it up for sure, man. And I know I've jibber jabbered about a bajillion minutes of this video already, but I am still going to squeeze in some updates with the cars. But the first thing I'm going to do today, guys, is I need to go change the tire out on the van. So let me show you guys. Got my scooter. I just want to show you guys the tire. See, that's a brand new tire from my mom's car. Tomorrow, alignment and put that new tire on. Yeah, we have a flat, like this is all the way to the floor. So I think I don't want to drive it. I think I'm gonna bring the jack over here and pop the spare on. Big gun, slim 21, need the keys. I love my Honda, even though it's not a Honda. Maybe I should put a K-swap in the van, huh? How about that? I got the jack on the scooter. I don't want to drag it, so let's see if we can get it there. Okay, I'm just gonna walk it instead. Ooh, look at this big girthy boy. This thing is a 295 50/15 squared on the van. Super cracked. Very old tire. Whew, this thing is heavy. Ah, I see. Okay. Maybe we'll take this to go get patched tomorrow too. This was the front tire because my uncle had it, the wheels are squared, but the tires in the front was 235 and then 295 in the back. So we put 295 all around, and this tire actually hit the front fender, chopped it up. So now a spare as a full, and hopefully we can patch this one up. I think I might have a patch in the garage, so maybe I'll take this in the garage instead. This tire is trash. So right now we're gonna work on the H2B CRX a little bit, and if you guys remember the dyno video, I didn't really talk too much until the end, where I mentioned that we had this car in a dyno, right? We had some base pulls going on, and then we started tuning it out the back end with just a wastegate spring. But the problem was up top, we were losing pressure with the fuel, and the system was saying that the 1000 cc's were at 70% duty cycle, which does not make any sense. So we have a Walbro 450 in tank in the fuel cell, and then we have -6 lines to the front, stainless steel filter from Russell, and then we have a stock fuel pressure regulator going back into the tank. The fuel rail system, I believe, may be my issue. Instead of it being in and out, it is actually going in from the driver's side, and then the regulator is right next to it. I don't think that's very efficient. I'll show you guys that in a second. But I did order lines and fittings and everything, but I feel like what's already in the car, I could utilize all of that. So I got a fuel rail that's gonna hopefully allow me to go in and out, typically like all of the other cars I've done, because I've never ran it in the same style that's currently in the car. So give me 1 second. I'm fat, but I still don't got hops, but I can jump. So this package literally just fell apart. This came from Jack Spania. I literally blind bought it on eBay, and apparently it came from Jack Spania Racing. So Jack Spania, if you're watching, man, help your boy out with some stuff. Cut away from yourself, not toward yourself. And inside here, oh, did not realize it, but it comes with a fuel pressure gauge too, so that's cool. We have all of the fittings and everything here, which typically comes with all of the, you know, aftermarket lower end fuel rail. That's nice to know. It also comes with injector O-rings right there, so that's new to me. And right here we have a black, because almost everything is murdered in the engine bay, a black H22 fuel rail. So this has an inlet and an outlet, as well as a location for the stock fuel pressure regulator. If I wanted to run an inline fuel pressure regulator like the B&R fitting regulators we've been running on all of our other cars, we could adapt it to the end here with a -6, I believe it's 6-to-6 orb, and then we can cap this off. It is threaded for a fitting, and wow, there's a lot more ports on here than, there's an extra port right here in the front, and there's an extra port here on the opposite side. So I'm not entirely sure what those are for, but we're going to be utilizing this side right here on the passenger. We're going to be blocking this one off, and we're going to be using the stock fuel pressure regulator on top. The fuel gauge, wherever it fits, is where we're going to be running it. I think maybe this one here. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, it's this one here. So let's go ahead and get this put onto the car. So damn guys, we lost the daylight really fast, even though it was like 15 minutes ago. So I was putting the fuel rail together. I was wondering what these ports were, and then I realized based off the stock fuel rail that these are for the feed line from the top, like the factory setup. We're not going to be doing that. We're blocking it off, and we blocked this end off because the fuel pressure regulator is going to be on top. I Teflon the fuel gauge that's installed there, and I actually spent some time to try to find a fitting for the passenger side for a -6, because we're going to be going -6 in all the way through, regulator, return. And I found one in my AN box. It's always nice to have a bunch of extras, and this thing should be ready to install. I want to say these are for the fuel pressure regulator, I think. Yes sir. Okay, so let's get to the engine bay, show you guys the fuel rail setup on here. The car is kind of pushed forward, so we don't really have the light underneath for seeing in the engine bay. But we'll rely on our Harbor Freight light here. So the fuel rail, you can see, regulator is right in the middle, the feed line on the driver's side. Typically on all of these other cars, we have the feed on the passenger going in and then coming out over here. This is completely opposite. Not entirely sure why they swapped it like this on the H, but we're gonna be taking it out and pretty much changing this feed and return system. So let's get the 100-tune wrench to get these dash 10 for the breather line off. So I'm gonna try my best to utilize the current feed line that's on here now. I just gotta take it off, shorten it, rebuild the line to enter from the passenger side. Shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, feed line coming off. Okay, we are leaking a little bit of fluid. Okay, not too shabby. Now we can pop this off. So I'm going to take this to the bench and swap the injectors over and the fuel pressure regulator. I might have an issue with the regulator because of its design, and it may not work with the aftermarket fuel rail. So I have my injectors on the new fuel rail, and I'm looking at the H22. There's a freaking filter in there. That's most definitely going to restrict a lot of flow. You know, honestly, when I look at it, I'm like, if I pop that off, I think everything should be perfectly fine. But I'd rather have the efficient flow of in and out instead of a U style where the feed goes like this, goes to the rail, then it comes back out. So what I was talking about with the fuel pressure regulator, if you look, you see how these are the bolt holes, and then the inlet to the regulator is offsetted, right? You see how it's not in line, where this one would use like a D series, OBD1 or B series, where the regulator is in line with the bolt hole and the feed going in. So this is not going to work. The homie Mondo has my fuel pressure regulator because I lent it to him for his car to figure out his fuel pressure issue, and he got that all sorted out. If you guys remembered, he cracked his sleeve, so I did hit him up. He's gonna bring me that regulator hopefully soon, so I can put it on here and get this car ready for the dyno. I might have a stock one somewhere. I just don't know if I do or don't do, but I need the different style regulator. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back into the car because I mean, other than the fuel pressure regulator, it's ready to go back on so we can build the line for the feed system. All right, fuel rail is installed. Now you saw I didn't have a third bolt in the middle because the intake manifold doesn't even have a threaded hole under that one. So the two on the side seems to be plenty enough, and let's go ahead and plug these injectors back in. Numero uno, 2, 3, and 4. Now we got to take the feed line and move it around to the passenger side so we can shorten it accordingly. I don't know if we're gonna have to change some of the angles because there are 45s on here, and we might have to switch over to a straight if I have one. So my feed line is a PTFE line and hose end, but I don't have any straight to build the new line that I'm trying to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ditch the PTFE for now. The car is on pump gas, so I don't really need a Teflon spec hose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this straight because I need a straight and a 45. I have a 45 right here and a bunch of black nylon braided lines. So I'm going to build my line really quickly because I've shown this 1,000 times now. I just want to build my line and then get the feed and filter system installed into the fuel rail. And I don't think we can do anything further because we don't have our fuel pressure regulator. So I think I'm just going to use the all black one. This guy, and this guy here. So Okay, so I miscalculated everything. I didn't need a straight 45. I needed a 45 to 45, and I only had one 45. So this one is red and blue, and I may change it out later when I buy the correct fitting for the PTFE line, because I do want to still keep it PTFE. So this right here is really short. Like, it's literally maybe 5 inches long. I mean, that's what she said, but like, anyways, this right here is the feed line, and need my flashlight. And my AN. I'm sorry it's so freaking dark right now. I'm gonna put the red and blue under the throttle body so you can't really see it, and then the black is gonna be on this end, so that way it's not like a sore eye, you know what I mean, opposed to it being red and blue. So feed off the firewall right there, pre-thread that, keep it loose, and then down here we have the filter. Okay, this is okay, let me use both hands here. So that is our new feed system into our fuel rail. -6 feed line going into our filter right here under the throttle body, going into the fuel rail all the way, and then the regulator should be coming out right there, which I still need to get and put on. But other than that, I can put my breather lines back on. So let's go ahead and get that installed. Okay guys, so not much more I can do with the H2B car, but we are making progress. The feed system should be much more efficient now, and with the aftermarket fuel rail, without that little filter that was in the stock rail, we shouldn't have any flow restriction. I'm hoping that's going to fix the fuel pressure drop that we had on the dyno on higher RPMs, and hopefully everything goes smooth. We are scheduled for next week for the dyno on the H2B car and the VTEC CRX. I was going to do the fuel line tuck on this car as well too, but I consulted my tuner. He said I should be able to make over 200 plus on pump gas, so I don't really need to change out the stock filter system. It looks clean the way it is, but if I wanted to, I do have everything to convert the stock fuel filter system to a tuck stainless steel style filter system. But aside from that, both cars should be ready to go once I get the regulator for the H2B car, but both cars should be ready to go. Not much more I'm going to do tonight. Today was just kind of random, and I just wanted to make some progress on the car while I still had some time. And I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the VTEC CRX off the driveway, and I'm gonna bring Blueberry up to the driveway. If you guys saw the track video, we went 11.5 in the car, which I taped up right here just to preserve it. We went 11.5 at 120, but the car route knocked at the end. I rewatched the video like about 1,000 times now, and the oil pressure gauge was showing the lowest we got at wide open throttle was like 13 psi of oil pressure. And I'm really starting to think that block is clogged, because VTEC obviously isn't working. Fuel pressure was working fine every other time, and now that we raised the limiter up on higher RPMs, this thing was like dropping, you know, oil pressure a lot. I was gonna say fuel pressure, but oil pressure. And the motor was going to come out anyways. I got my time slip. That's all I wanted to do. The engine was going to come out anyways, and I think we're going to pull the engine out tomorrow so we can prep it for the new K24 that's been sitting there on the engine stand. I was trying to take that one breath. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I want to give another big shout out to Brendan and Tom for the bead roller and the painting. I'm definitely going to put the painting up with my YouTube plaque. That thing has been in the box since I received it. I just don't know where to put it. But big shout out to you two for sending the packages to the PO box today. I truly appreciate y'all for real, and everybody else who has sent a package to the PO box. But we're going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of progress update on the H2B car. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for the pulling of the Blueberry's engine, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.